So we see in a normal setting, a compass is always pointing to the north, and it's getting a reading from this force that's going on in the north. Okay. Now, if you want to get caught up on all of my research on this, I'll leave a link in the comment section and description box, because this is a very interesting topic, and it fascinates me to think of how a magnetic compass is always pointing to the north. And I believe it's something more going on than what the scientific explanation is. So I'm thinking the other day, I'm like, I've brought this up before in previous videos, but I never really did a video dedicated to this subject. So what happens when you cross the equator on the south of a globe? Shouldn't the compass point to the south pole? I was thinking. So I looked up the question and I was trying to find some answers to it, and saw really vague answers to it. I didn't really have a whole lot of time to dig into this subject, because at this point I'm trying to just hang on here with this channel still. So I can't really do the deep dives like I used to do when this channel was, you know, when it provided me the time and resources to do that type of research. So I was vaguely looking into it, and, you know, I was looking for some answers, and it sounds like the scientific explanations are just kind of vague answers to this question. They're saying something about a magnetic line or whatever. It's almost as if they're suggesting that we should only get a reading from the north center. And I'm like, I'm definitely dismissing that, because, I mean, if anyone's an expert on magnetics and what should happen on a globe Earth, I'd like to know your explanation. But as far as I'm just kind of brainstorming here, I would think that you should get a South Pole reading once you're south of the equator, if we are on a globe, right? So I was looking into some more evidence, and I found some videos of people in Antarctica. And so I wanted to see what they had to say. The first video I clicked on, this lady was in Antarctica, and she turned around and showed the signs that shows that you're around the Mercado station or whatever. You know, you're definitely in Antarctica. So this scientist was going to show us what a compass does when you're in Antarctica. And here she is pulling out a phone with a compass on it. I'm like, this isn't a scientific observation. You're pulling out a digital compass on your phone. And so she was showing us this. I immediately skipped off the video. I said, I need to see what a magnetic compass does in Antarctica. So I found another video. And so this guy actually had a magnetic compass in Antarctica, and he's showing us what a compass does when you're in Antarctica. And as he was showing us what a compass does, he's pretty much saying that it's useless, and, you know, it's not really giving a reading. He's basically saying how the pointer on the compass was pretty much just pointing anywhere it wants, kind of. It was not really reading properly from what I was gathering from what his observation was.
McMurdo Sound. I'm on Ross Island. That's where McMurdo Science Station is. And I'm going to show you about how compasses work. So here's my compass I brought from home. And there's a difference between magnetic north and geometric north, geographical north. Geographical north is the North Pole, where all the lines of longitude meet. The magnetic South Pole is going to be where the magnetic pole lines up. And just so happens that the magnetic South Pole right now isn't even on the continent of Antarctica. It's off of Antarctica. And there's a thing called declination. That's the difference between the two, geographic and magnetic. Currently, it's about 140 degrees difference, which means that if your compass did work, it would lead you in almost the complete opposite direction. So I thought I'd show you this though. Here's my compass, and you can see that white needle is pointing down. Look at, as I'm rotating around, that compass doesn't even spin. The needle stays the same. That white needle is dragging down on the bottom of the compass. So kind of fun to play with, but not real useful. I mean, you could rotate it around and try to get that off of the bottom of the compass, but for the most part, not real useful.
And so he was attempting to answer the question what a compass does in Antarctica, and he's just kind of saying, well, it's pretty much not working. From what I was gathering from his observation, he's pretty much saying it's not working, and the needle's pretty much doing whatever it wants at this point. And it wasn't really doing anything, it sounded like. He said it just keeps pointing this way on his magnetic compass. That's where I was very interested in the readings of, because I really wanted to see what a magnetic compass would do in Antarctica. So I think it would be best if, well, it sounds like Will Duffy got Jeranism and Wits It Gets It to go along with the whole final experiment thing in Antarctica coming up. Plus, Candace Owens is said to be taking one of her experts down there too. So we're going to have some representation on this final experiment thing. And that's going to be good, because I think that everyone should bring a compass and see what it does down there. Because really, from what I'm seeing, I would have to say that the scientific explanation is not dependable at this point. So whatever they're saying about what a compass should do in Antarctica, I think we just kind of got to think about it ourselves and figure it out. Because I was just brainstorming the other day, like I said, and I was just thinking, like, anything south of the equator, shouldn't a compass point to a south pole if we're on a globe? Shouldn't there be some type of opposite thing going on from your general area above the equator? So if anyone can answer that question scientifically or even brainstorm on it, that'd be great to see in the comment section. And maybe we should figure this out, because this could be actual proof of flat Earth. If the compass doesn't behave as it should once you're south of the equator, if everyone decides that, okay, well, shouldn't the compass point to a south pole if we're on a globe? Well, then that means we're not on a globe, because these people are showing us that magnetic compasses don't work on the south pole. They don't point to a specific place. They don't point to a south pole once you're in Antarctica. So if a magnetic compass doesn't point to the south pole, so that means that you're too far away from this north center. This north center is where it all is. This is where that energy is. It's that toroidal energy of the earth. This is where it's something going on in the north. It's a very interesting discussion. Like I said, check out my Magnetic North playlist. Get caught up on all my takes on what could be going on in the North Pole and why do compasses actually point to the north. Because it's just strange to me that a compass just fails to work. Well, I should say a magnetic compass fails to work when you're in Antarctica. I would think the reading would just basically be the opposite. You would see the compass strongly pointing to a south pole. And if that's not the case for some scientific reason, shouldn't it still be at least pointing to the North Pole? But I guess you're just too far away from the North Pole, and that's the only thing a compass wants to point to. And if that's the case, well, then a compass is just to point to the North Pole and never anywhere else, right? And is that something that we should be taking more seriously? This information, is this something that we should be looking more into as to why a magnetic compass would behave like that and just completely ignore and just stop working altogether once you're in Antarctica, according to this research? According to these observations, it just seems like a compass does not work when you're in Antarctica. And that seems to be an issue. That should be an issue. So I just want to know your thoughts on it, because like I said, I don't really have the conclusive answers about what a compass should do. But I mean, just looking at the situation and taking my observations and looking at what I do know about how a compass should work, I would just suspect, now I could be wrong, but I would suspect the compass should point to something in the south if you're south of the equator. So anything south of the equator, the compass should start, doing a reversal, right? I mean, yeah, correct me if I'm wrong, though. This is just kind of a brainstorm, but it's also kind of a proof, because this doesn't seem to be a whole lot of answers about this out there. So I wanted to share this with you all. And like I said, definitely the flat earthers going on that final experiment should bring a magnetic compass with them and see what it does when they get down there. And so I'm going to get back with you all in another video, because I have a lot more to talk about. So I'm going to say that for another video, though. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Like I said, I'll leave links if you want to get caught up. Also leave links to my other channels, my social media, my Feed Your Mind store, my free email newsletters, and much more. If you'd like to support this channel, it's very important. So please donate as little as $1 by becoming a YouTube member or a monthly patron. Your support's going to help me eventually get back to where I can spend more time researching these videos, so I could spend a lot more time getting the answers for you that we need to get. Because right now I can't really dedicate a whole lot of time digging into extensive research like I used to be able to do before they started hiding this type of content. Because with them hiding this content, that just makes my resources less, and that makes me not be able to spend as much time as I would like to on these videos. So anyways, your support is very appreciated. Plus, if you could just like the video, if we can get like 1,000 likes per video, I think that'd be a big help as well. So like and subscribe. Thanks for tuning in. This has been Feature Minds signing off.